You had done, I don't know the amount of lease deals that you did, so you'll have
120 my first year.
The first year, 120 lease deals. So, when people are looking at you and they're thinking, oh, she has this successful business, things come easy to her. I hope you're starting to understand from the story is that she didn't have a silver spoon. It wasn't easy for you. And you started grinding. Like lease deals are a grind because you're showing properties every weekend, every evening, because the people that you're showing, like they have jobs during the day. So you're working all the hours that no one wants to be. And then they want to see every property as if they're buying a house and it's their dream home. So it takes just as many showings and you get paid a fraction of the amount.
Yeah.
Why did you start with lease deals?
So the reason that I started with lease deals, to be honest, was because I had no database. So like I said, when I came here, I didn't know many people. I knew a few people from university, but that was it. So I didn't have that network growing up from like high school or like a church or a mosque or like parents who have friends or any family here to buy from and things like that. So it's like I'm literally starting my database at zero. I was told to get a CRM and I inputted all the people that I knew and I was at like 12 people. So I was like, what do I do now? And there's no going back from here. I've done my undergrad, I've done my MBA, I've gotten a real estate license, this is it. So I actually had a business plan for my leases and I had a very strict structure that I followed every day. I would wake up in the morning. I was getting all my business off Kijiji at that point because back then in 2012 that was the thing. I think now people go on Facebook Marketplace, but essentially the same thing. So I would post other people's listings in the morning, like 2 ads saying open house from 5 to 6 and then 6 to 7. So 2 different properties and I'd have all these people show up. Sometimes it was a really
So you would get permission from the landlord. Okay.
From the listing agent.
Got it.
I would pick a brand new listing that came up that day and say, hey, can I advertise? And most people say yes.
They just want to get a lead.
Yeah, and if they don't, you just move on to the next. There's many listings that come up every day. I would put an ad up saying open house. So that way I wasn't filtering too many phone calls. It was like you just show up. Once they showed up, I had a registration list. So I had their names, emails, and phone numbers. And usually I would have 10 to 15 people show up to each one.
So I was building all these open houses for a whole year, 2 years you did this.
I did it for a year and a half. So not only was I getting a deal nearly every night, because out of those 20, 30 people you're meeting in 1 to 2 units, sometimes they'd even be in the same building or like somewhere close by, I would get a deal out of it. And I would get a database out of it of like 30 people who are looking for real estate.
It's genius.
It was genius.
It's not sexy though. I think people see you now and there's like a certain appeal about it, right?
Yeah.
Because I know you have a team and we'll get into that. But I think just on the surface, they see you on Instagram, they see you doing podcasts like this, and they're like, oh, it looks so easy. But this is completely the thing of like the iceberg where all the work is down here and you're only seeing really the top part of it. Because
you're only seeing the icing on the cake.
Yeah, like you're literally working every single night.
Right.
Smart. You're working smart.
Smart. It's about everybody has the same 24 hours in a day. How do I make those 24 hours extremely productive?